Alright, I'm doing something completely different today. We're looking at this little Game Boy handheld. It's called a SUP Plus gb300 or something. So it has a little removable disc in it, SD card. And then we went to the GitHub, has a deal here for this. It's a tool, I guess, for like downloading this thing that will allow you to add extra stuff. There's another one called a Data Frog or something like that, or SF2000. So ours looks like this, and we bought them and they're pretty cheap. They have USB-C on them, but the problem is my kids have burned up the charger on one, and the keypads are really wonky. So the SD card goes in there. I don't think they work without a card. I thought though that the card was just for side loading, but apparently they don't work without it. I don't think. So I need to try and add this thing to this and see. I copied the card ahead of time. So we're just gonna go ahead and copy that and then paste that into our deal. Okay. So we'll just see what it does. I don't know if it do anything. Let's try. I need to update this Windows. Good Lord. I'm just curious what would happen if I run this on the computer. Working drive directory. I don't know what this will do, actually, to be honest. We can't read the MD file either. I don't know how. There should be like a thing on here that says how to use this thing. They assume that you know so much stuff. Like, I don't know how to do this crap. So, anyway, we'll put it in here. Turn it on, see if it does anything interesting. So there's nothing in the ROMs folder. Though I don't really know how to use this thing. This thing's clapped out so bad. Anyway, it's a cool little game. The USB charging port burned up on one of the ones we had, but this one's been okay. The keypad is just junk. It doesn't have any spring to it anymore. But it still works. So, I don't know, they were like $18 and they went up to $40 and they went back to $18 and then they sold out. So they're not too bad, but I don't know how to use this thing, so I'm gonna have to look into this further. I'd probably just click on another tab and go look it up. And gb300 tool. Let's see what it says. There's like a readme thing. I'm on the same page. Readme. This tool is for managing a game console. Okay. The SUP Plus GB3000, short for Gamebox, is a cheap handheld that emulates video game consoles. You'll find it on AliExpress and other sites. Cheapest way to get it, around $9, is from Europe is AliExpress. Pick 3 and save aka bundles. Anyway. Some see it as a clone of the usually a bit more expensive Datafrog SF2000, which however is a bit different because it has already been documented. This page focuses primarily on the differences. So anyway, what I want to find out is how to general firmware, saving ROMs and gameplay. Let's see if they're going to give us some information here. This section is about the stock firmware. It does not apply to multi-core, which cannot run zipped ROMs, and therefore none of the stock ROMs either. Multi-core does not take away any functionality. So installing multi-core will allow you to use the stock emulators with stock ROMs and any custom ROMs, unless the file name contains a semicolon at the end. To play your own games, create a folder called ROMs on the TF card and put your ROMs there. You can also use single file zip files to add memory and create subfolder. Stock ROMs, however, come in their own format. So interesting. File extensions. GB version V1. There's a lot of stuff to read here. So, I'm not sure. Let me get back into ROM list. Huh. Do not use a quick charger, otherwise you will destroy it. Do not insert the battery with reverse polarity. And that's probably what happened with the other one. If you have version 2 firmware, do not install multi-core newer than 0.1, or you will destroy it. Dudes, patch the bootloader. Before making any changes to the TF card. Interesting. Patch the bootloader before making any changes to the TF card. I have no idea. Bootloader bug. The bootloader This has anything to do with that one. Problem is, they're talking about two different systems on here. So it comes with 6,267 ROMs. There are several hard-coded lists that can be edited with the gb300 tool and modded version of the frog tool. Create folder ROMs and put your own ROMs there. Also create a subfolder, save there so you can save. You can patch game ROMs into this, blah blah blah. Interesting. So I have no idea, but I think I need to remove that off of the card and then run that program and then modify the card with that program. But if you know how to do any of this stuff with this, let me know.